Second speaker now. It's no accident to say he's probably the most notorious man in Malta, basically. But he will be explaining why that is the case, why Malta in a way is on the front line of third world invasion stroke immigration into Europe, why people who go there under EU status can be redesignated to other countries within the Union. He's spoken once before at a New Right meeting. I'd like to introduce a right-wing, New Right, Viva Malta leader from Malta, Norman Lowell. Give him a good hand of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Greetings. It's good to be here again and meet friends, just as we did 2 years ago when I was here and delivered a little talk. Meeting here as I notice new faces, added interest, as our ideas are discussed and gradually accepted by an ever-increasing number of thinking people. Now, the last time I was here, I spoke about the necessity, the urgent necessity of a right-wing presence as a bloc in Brussels. I pointed out that the only way we can win this planetary battle is to have a presence, the new right, in Brussels. And as a gentle breeze announces the greatest of hurricanes, this is exactly what happened. A few months later, the ITS group was formed, 18 at the time, now they number some 22, Identity, Tradition, Spirituality. They come from 5 or 6 countries, exactly as we had predicted here, you see, and they created a storm. They were boycotted, the world's media screamed invective at them, standard procedures were dropped in order to freeze them out of positions of influence. You see, but they survived, and they are there. And today, I have to stress this again. The new right individualists, either on their own or within established movements, the BNP or wherever, whatever, we have to be in Europe. We have to join these people. We have to augment their presence there. And not only that, but steer them towards a more pan-European vision as against the petty nationalisms which has bedeviled us, you see, all these fratricidal wars, 2,000 years of never-ending wars. So we've got to be there and open up this vision to this group. Now then, we in Malta will certainly contest to have 3 qualified people for those posts, and we may decide to contest the local election as well. Everything we are waiting and watching. It's, as the gentleman before said, it's the situation on the ground which will determine whether we shall contest the fight in Malta. Because anything can happen in Malta now. Anything. The situation is deteriorating week after week. Now then, I am, to return to Brussels, I'm kept fairly well informed of what happens in the EU. You see, we have friends in really sensitive posts. And am reliably told that apart from this group, these 22 right-wingers, apart from that, there's an even larger group within the 2 main camps, the squalid socialists and the Christian hypocrites. Now, within these 2 groupings, there are fanatical federalists, strong Europhiles who watch us keenly who are waiting, but they dare not, you see, speak openly, but they are there. And they number much more than 22. So as they see us grow stronger, as our ideas prevail, they will join us, because the EU, unlike the image that they give of a, parliament and all that, actually it's a marketplace. It is a joyride, a free joyride for opportunists, where MEPs cross over from one group to the other at the behest of bribes and favours. It happens all the time. The Eurosceptics, Jonathan, the Euros have just lost 4 or 5 members. One got free schooling for his children, the other one got... It's a marketplace, you see, so we've got to be there, because we are the ones who have the right ideas for this global struggle. Now, our ideas are having a resonance. Now, I don't know whether you know, but the Portuguese, Barroso, the chief commissioner, was in Malta in July on a working visit for 2 days. When he went back to Brussels, within that same week, he delivered a press release, which you can view on YouTube. Go youtube.com, search Norman Lowell, and you'll hear Barroso and see him. It's a video where he said, now this is just a couple of days after visiting Malta. He said, we are an empire, and we have the dimensions of empire. I like to think of Europe as empire. You see, our ideas are seeping in. Why? Because an idea whose time has come is unstoppable. In this global fight of ours against an internal hidden enemy, an enemy that thinks globally, an enemy that scrutinizes us everywhere, ready to pounce and snuff out the least emergence of resistance, against that kind of enemy we cannot confront him with a fractious, divided, various nationalist groupings. It won't work. It never worked and it never will. Only a band of like-minded men with ideas of the new right, expounding ideas beyond the dichotomy of the left and the right, can save Europe and the white man. Only such a global confrontation, a unity. Now, only we who know what the real issues are. The issues are the survival of this biological aristocracy that is the white race. The stakes are the survival of the greatest civilization to have graced our planet. Graced our planet and grazed the moon. Those are the issues. And we believe, modestly, but we believe it, that we have come up with the only idea that can beat the globalists, you see. Globalism, lateral transactions at the economic level, competition, cutthroat competition and all that. Sarkozy, the new Prime Minister, upon his electoral victory, came to Malta on a yacht to take a rest, he said, berthed the yacht in an obscure cove, 100 meters away from the summer house of an ex-prime minister, went back to France, and before you can say Domintov, clinched a lucrative deal with the Libyans, you see, nuclear reactors and all that. This is he didn't care two hoots about the Germans or the safety of the Italians or the he didn't. That's globalism. He just struck a deal. That's what, because there was no unified response, an imperium idea, where we, the elite, will be dealing with all those outside, with our racial enemies, you say. This is it. France does what is best for France. The Germans would have done the same, or the Italians. vying with each other for lucrative, squalid contracts, you see. Anyway, we have to turn this tide. Our idea of imperium can turn the tide and save the four cousin sub-races: the Anglo-Saxons, the Teutons, the Slavs, and the Latins. Together we will survive and dominate the world.